This 8-figure brand had over 500 attendees on their webinar, but only made 2 sales. When they brought me in as a consultant, I immediately saw the mistake that was causing low conversions, and it wasn't their offer or their pitch. Now, if your webinar isn't converting right now, you're probably making the same mistake. In this video, I'll show you what the mistake is and how to fix it so your conversion rates can at least double. I don't think anyone would be happy only getting 2 sales out of 500 attendees on their webinar. And when I was watching their webinar back, it fell apart at the 50-minute mark. As they started talking about their services and their offer, I remember thinking like, this is so confusing. And I knew instantly most people were confused, most people were lost. There's a great sales philosophy that says a confused mind never buys. So if you're unhappy with your webinar sales, chances are you're confusing your audience. Here's a simple way to check how clear your pitch is. What you want to do is upload the transcript of your pitch into ChatGPT. Now, when I say pitch, I mean the part where you talk about your services or your offer, and you want to use this prompt. It'll be in the description, but the prompt is basically, please rate how clear this business pitch is on a scale of 1 to 10. 1, super confusing. 10, clear, easy to understand, even if you've never heard of this service before. Now, if your answer is below a 9, it needs work. So when I did this for the company that I was consulting for, I uploaded their pitch. They got a 5 out of 10. Why is it we confuse our audience? Why is it when we explain our services, people are lost? Well, it's actually not our fault. We all fall victim to a psychological bias. It's called the curse of knowledge. So I'm going to give you the psychological definition of what it is, and then explain how to overcome it. The curse of knowledge is a cognitive bias where someone assumes others possess the same level of knowledge or understanding that they do, even if they don't. So our services make perfect sense to us and our team, but our audience is confused because we just have this level of knowledge, and it's hard for us to kind of erase our memory and speak to someone as if they're hearing about our services for the first time. We just assume everyone gets it. To overcome this bias, psychologists recommend we put ourselves in the shoes of our prospects. But honestly, that's a lot easier said than done. That's like saying erase all your memory. Imagine you don't put your blood, sweat, and tears in your business and speak to people as if you know nothing about your business. There's a better way. I use this exact approach to triple the conversions of a financial coaching webinar. And to give you context, I spent 11 years in the financial industry. And at the beginning, I would pitch our services like, hey, you need to decide on your asset allocation, take a look at your insurance. We're going to look at your home equity line of credit, look at your net worth tracker. And when I pitched our services like this, our conversions were about 11%. Now, when I decided I want to try to put some time and effort into increasing those conversions, the first thing we did was I got our sales team to call everyone that didn't purchase and ask them why. Now, I was listening to the different recordings and the feedback from our team. The one thing that stood out was our salespeople had to re-explain the services to our prospects. Like, they didn't understand what we did. Right? And that was a very clear sign. It's like, okay, what we're offering is confusing. We need to dumb it down. We need to make it more simple. And the next time we pitched our services, our conversions went to 33% from 11%. How do you replicate this on your next webinar so that you could see your conversions increase? So I got a few tips for you. The first is to be aware of the curse of knowledge and just always ask yourself, how can I make this more clear? Use that AI prompt that I shared earlier and always put in your pitch. And if you're not getting a 9 out of 10, it means you need to be more clear. The second is only sell one service at a time on your webinar. The more services you try to sell at once, the lower your conversion rates are going to be. The third tip is to untangle your services. So this is what I mean. In the eyes of your prospect, this is what your services look like, right? When you're explaining it, it's like a bunch of different things. You got like a coaching call here, you got like some implementation here. And your job when you're explaining your services is you got to untangle each of these different elements and explain them one at a time. So this could be like your coaching. So here's what it is, right? Then you got to untangle, keep untangling. This is the second thing that you get, and you go on and on and on, right? So your job is just to take all your services that look very nice and neat in your head, but in the minds of your audience, it looks like a bunch of tangled cables. So let me share with you a simple framework to help you do that. The framework is feature, benefit, testimonial, and value. So whenever you're explaining your services, just use this framework and It will just help explain your services in a really clear way in its feature, benefit, testimonial, and value. So the feature, you're just quickly sharing what it is. People need to know what your program is. What's the different features in it? The benefit could be longer, and this is where you're going to talk about the problems that it solves, the benefits that they're going to experience. Testimonial is showing an actual story or a case study of someone using that feature to better their lives. And then the value, which is how much that individual feature is. To give you an example, in the financial industry, one of our offers was a free financial strategy call. So the first thing we did was we shared the feature. You get a 45-minute call with a certified financial planner. Then the benefit, you get a custom plan to help you achieve financial freedom. And then we went into the testimonial. Here's a story of Lacey, how she did the call and she got rid of her debt. Then we go into the value. This call is usually $1,000, but on today's webinar, the first 10 people get it for free. It's a special promotion that we're doing for Financial Literacy Month. And just like that, you have a really simple framework that clearly explains your services and the offer that you're making to your audience. If you want to learn how to build a $1 million webinar system into your business, watch this video here.